This news update is brought to you by...
Grab somebody and tell them hello. Your happiness will be connected to flow. Smile and cheer because that is we flow. Grab somebody and tell them hello. With your hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow, yeah. Grab somebody and tell them this is how we flow.
This is the Barbados Today afternoon news update for Monday, July 20th. Thank you for joining us. I am Mary Claire Williams. Customs officers are continuing their strike today. They are protesting what they say is the premature issue of option forms for transfer to the Barbados Revenue Authority. Barbados Today's Emmanuel Joseph reports.
It's day 4 of stepped-up industrial action by customs officers at the island's ports of entry. This morning, President of the National Union of Public Workers, Akani McDowell, told Barbados Today the action will continue as long as those option forms are not withdrawn. Akani said the NUPW is insisting that the forms should not have been distributed to the workers while negotiations on the transition to the BRA were ongoing. When Barbados Today contacted Grandy Adams International Airport at 12 minutes to 12, Corporate Communications Officer Keith Goddard said it was too early to assess any impact which the go-slow there was causing. At the Bridgetown Port, Chief Executive Officer David Jean-Marie could not be reached for comment, and Acting Control of Customs Annette Weeks was unavailable. But last week, Jean-Marie reported a major slowdown in the delivery of cargo from the normal 20 containers per hour to under 5 per hour. While at the airport, very little disruption in travel in and out of Barbados was reported. Emmanuel Joseph for Barbados Today.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Freundel Stuart has reiterated plans to take action if the country is hit by prolonged industrial action. Addressing supporters of his Democratic Labour Party on the weekend, Stuart did not specify the nature of the action, as he did last week when he threatened to invoke Section 48 of the Constitution. But he referred to the Public Order Act before repeating his intention to do something if necessary.
Let us get back to where we were. It is easy to destroy traditions. It is much more difficult to get them rebuilt. And the interest of Barbados is too important. Those interests, plural, are too important to be left to the whim or the caprice of this or that person in the society. Too important. We've fought too long and fought too hard over the last 49 years of our independence to see all of those gains now whittled away by reckless behavior. The government is watching this situation very closely. And I want to assure all of you here today, and all of the persons who will hear what I have said here today, that the government is not going to be afraid to act to protect the best interests of Barbados. Let me get that very clear. I do not hurl threats. I do not get into infertile crosstalk with people.
The hearing to resolve the controversial dismissal of some 200 National Conservation Commission workers is due to be dealt with by the Employment Rights Tribunal in September. But Tribunal Chairman Hal Gollop QC could not provide the exact date at this stage. The National Union of Public Workers has been expressing concern about what it sees as an excessively long delay in the tribunal hearing the case, while the unemployed staff continue to suffer financially. The NUPW contends that when they met with Prime Minister Stuart on the matter last year, he indicated the NCC case would be given priority. One unfair dismissal case has already been ruled on, and a second is expected to be heard either this week or next week, according to tribunal officials. One woman was taken to hospital after her car overturned in Content St. Thomas this morning. Police are yet to release the name of the injured driver, who was the lone occupant of the Toyota Corolla at the time of the accident, which occurred around 10 o'clock. She reportedly complained of several pains about the body. The damaged vehicle was removed from the scene by a wrecker. 4 men have been charged with aggravated burglary. Sean Lenny Matthias, 21, 17-year-old Jalani Tremaine Yard, Carl Trevor Krishna, also 17, and 18-year-old Shaquan Sherwin Critchlow are due in District A Magistrates Court today. Police say on Friday night, a number of people armed with a firearm stole an undisclosed sum of money from Aries Tire Service at Hothachal Turning. The 4 were detained later that night at a petrol station in Collymore Rock.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Our valued partners for the BT Cropover Superstar Competition: Flow, Banks, the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc., Izumi Media, and Liberty Store.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter, that's the move for me. Stability, prosperity, we're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
Got it in my hand, yeah. My Barbados, my bank. Got to understand, yeah. My Barbados, my bank. Ain't nothing like a core bank spare. None of them others just can't compare. You just got to love that taste. It's the world-class thing this land makes. Whether I'm cruising or at a bar, whether I'm at home, my bank spare is never far. For this blessing, got to give God thanks. My Barbados, my bank.
In news from the region, Trinidad's Jamaat al-Muslimin leader Yassin Abu Bakr was earlier today detained in connection with last year's murder of prominent attorney Dana Sitahal. Sitahal was killed on May 4, 2014. Media reports from Port of Spain indicate that Bakr was taken from his home this morning. Cuba and the United States have formally restored diplomatic relations after more than 5 decades. The diplomatic missions of each country became full embassies just after midnight local time. The Cuban flag was raised this morning at the newly opened embassy in Washington. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry is scheduled to meet with his Cuban counterpart, Bruno Rodriguez, later today. At least 27 people were killed in an explosion in the town of Surak in Turkey this morning. Reports say many others have been injured. According to witnesses, a fire also broke out after the explosion. More in this report from the BBC.
Certainly, Turkish officials have lost no time in pointing the finger at the self-styled Islamic State. They're also encouraged in that belief by the fact that there was an almost simultaneous suicide car bomb attack just to the south of Kobani, so a little bit further across the border from Surat itself. Basically targeting a checkpoint of the Kurdish militia, the YPG, with a couple being killed there. So they're linking those two attacks and making it clear that they believe this was Islamic State.
And that's the afternoon news. We'll be back again this evening. Until then, log on to www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. You can catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune in to Channel 101 on Lime TV or Mix 96.9 FM. I am Maricla Williams. Good afternoon.
Our valued partners for the BT Cropover Superstar Competition: Flow, Banks, the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc., Izumi Media, and Liberty Store.